test. Okay, I think it works. If we can get the YouTube thing working. Nice. So today we will draw again something. This is what we did last time. I also did some real life studies. And I have some pudding that I want to finish. And also later I will do some triceps work, so I'm a bit overwhelmed today again. Let's see what we can do. I will quickly finish the pudding first. Just you wait for me. Okay. All good. Okay. Pudding finished. So wait a second. This disinfection spray. Maybe I can use this in an ASMR or something. I will write this down. Disinfection spray ASMR. Okay, also I'm looking for new ASMRs. So let's see. I think let's just like start by mindlessly doing something. Where's my pen? This is starting totally well. Oh, back once I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ta-da! So I did shoulder work before, but where's my pen? That is okay. Because I have like so many like pens on my desk right now because I'm like also practicing in real life. I have like different pens for different thicknesses or something. Got like testing. Plan draws you, but his role playing as a Renaissance Italian painter. That sounds great. 1 second. I will totally steal this. If it's stealing, if it's a suggestion, copy. I can see that, right? Like holding one of those like color swatch things in my hand, right? And I would have like a totally cool mustache or something. And one of these like 16th century, or was it like 17th century, like kind of hats, like this like cap hats, something. I'm not sure how they're called. Bit different than a beret. Okay. Concentrate plan. I also have this pen which I can test more. So we have kind of different things that we can test. So one thing that I want to find out is we can do different things, right? One thing is, so like we did the back first, so like back, this is meant to be a back. And it means like with like forward facing, I'm not that bad, I think. And like backward facing, I'm also not bad. But the side facing, like when something is turned or something, right? Then it's kind of difficult, like having like the back like this or something. this is something. And then having like where this thing ends and where like the thing from the front starts, right? I think I should practice that. That's like one thing. Local mechanic, Dragon of Scrotas, and Many Gardener, welcome. That's like one thing. So like the like side view, like obliques to that part. That's one thing. The second thing is dragon wings. I'm not sure how to like practice that. How to practice dragon wings. Maybe references, but also something like logic copy and then practice. And then 3 dragon tails, right? Dragon tails. Position and shape. So where can I like test all this? This is like kind of like all kind of things I could like spend a bit time with. So let's start first with like the detail of lead oblique anatomy. Mr. Neuxet, welcome. I hope this is all not too boring. How do you draw something like that? Just like looking at a few like references. Also, like it's kind of like getting cold here, or is it just like me? Yeah, because it just worked out. I will work out later too, but just triceps. Just like shoulders before. The shoulders, I think, like shoulder press. I did like shoulder press with dumbbell, which is like with higher weight. It's kind of like a bit like a mental thing with getting the weights up. But and also like my side and front delts are not that small, so like it's kind of fine, but triceps I want to really push kind of. Because I want to push everything. So yeah, more and also like more ASMR ideas, right? So I'm writing this down because like I had like a kind of like sore throat. Not sure if like you noticed or like someone noticed it like my last streams, but it was better already. So I can like go back to making videos now. And then like, yesterday I wanted to record something, but then I kind of did not know what to record. So I want to like collect ideas to get back into it. Dragon wings. How can we like get inspired by dragon wings? But it's also like a fantasy thing, right? And who comes up with like the shape of the wings? Is it like the same thing from bats? Maybe we should look at bats. Bat wing. No, if you look Batwing, then it shows some kind of like vehicle from Batman. Batwings. That's better. Basically, dragon wings are bat wings, I think. So it's the closest thing that we can choose, right? Yeah, this thing looks basically like a dragon, right? It's a bit weird, but like this is basically a dragon, right? But it's like a bat, but it's also kind of like a dragon. Like, I like these shapes here. I like these kind of like round shapes here, right? Like, I think this looks good. So basically, we have, this is like, okay, wait a second, I need a different pen, like a smaller pen. Short, upper arm. And this is long, lower arm. Is this the thumb? Basically, this is the thumb. Thumb, spiny thing, claw, and these things are the fingers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Fingers. And this thing here extra membrane. It's fun. Okay, perfect. So I kind of drew this small. Maybe we can make both bigger. Is there like any reptile that kind of has wings? I guess birds, right? But the birds have fingers? No, right? So I guess like dragons are like closer to bats than to birds. Bird and but like birds also have fingers, right? Like they have also claws. So they kind of have fingers? Ew. I hope this is not some kind of fake chart. Random says, I was thinking about this. You know how we talked about forms needing 4 packs? Would wings require extra muscles too, and how would they look? Yeah, I think like what people do for wings is not drawing extra packs, even if they need them, but just attach them on the back. Because I guess like for dragons, that's the difference between dragons and I think they call it wyvern or something, right? Where like wyvern would be like the arms are like there's only one row of arms. So, but I think like from like mythology, same with like a winged lion or something from Venice or something, right? It would look weird if you had 2 rows of pegs for this. Okay. Then we have like this for birds. Does this look legit? Basically, look, it's also the same here, right? Really, like I think like the how it's called, the relationship between lower and upper arm is even more pronounced than in humans, right? Long. Short. So like, that's also a thing that we have in humans, right? So like, basically in humans, we also have, let's say, something like this or something, right? But this is like a bit longer. We have like this here. Then we have this. And something like that. So I guess for this one here, it would be even longer, right? So maybe it would be like this. Like really long, right? Then the question is, on which part do we have the... On which part do we have the... which part of the bone, right? Which part of the muscle, right? I want to see that kind of. It's so weird to have like fake anatomy from like AI because like it's just wrong. Okay. Bad arm anatomy. Pterodactyls. Pterodactyl anatomy. That's true, but like you don't have the muscles of them, right? So wouldn't it make more sense to like go from something that you know the muscles from, like a bat, right? Okay, I'm totally like in like some online library. How the pterosaur got its wings. Abstract. Throughout the evolutionary history of life, only 3 vertebrate lineages took to the air by acquiring a body plan suitable for powered flight, blah 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 blah, science, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Something like this, right? What is this? The length of the stylopod and circopod elements in the forelimb. Limb. Figure 1. Comparison of Autobot hand, skeletal morphology and basic structure of wings. Pterodactyl. Microphyteran bat. The chicken. Okay, this is perfect. We have like everything in one thing, right? So thank you for doing science. Made the study. Masayoshi Tokita. Some offer of this kind of paper, and it has like I think a really cool see this? But this is like basically like the discussion that we want right now, right? Like we are like using it for drawing dragons. Like we were using it for drawing Android dragons. Maybe they didn't plan this, but this is science, right? So I think Jurassic Park, quote, life finds a way, right? Life finds a way. Okay, let's totally take this serious. Do we have the... The thing is, I want to see... Okay. Like, I think like too much pterodactyl is kind of bad for our case. But yeah, I really like this. Okay, what's this? G is bad, H is chicken. F is pterosaur. And D? D is bad, E is chicken. C is theropod. And A is... Okay. I think I got it. So basically... Let's draw this over a bit like... So we have... Oh, whoops, what am I doing? Okay. Oops. We have bat. Darker. Bat. Dark. Bat. Bat. Then pterodactyl. This is pterodactyl, right? This is chicken. This is chicken. This is other dinos. And did you know birds have really big packs? Yeah, of course, because like I eat chicken breasts often, right? So that's basically packs. Oh, and Luhohoots. I'm sorry that I with my chat that's dark. The dark blue is kind of hard to read, but welcome. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Hope you're good. Send you something that might help. Oh, thank you so much. I will check it. It's a YouTube link. How to draw a furry in 5 minutes. Lesson 7, arms. That's great because like, that's basically like, could be useful for humans too, right? But I guess like, furries are known to be super buff. Yeah, I'll check this video later. Yeah, but it looks really good. I will totally save this, thank you. Theorem says, tell us to get big packs, we should pretend we are a bird and fly. Yeah, I think that's also why... Not really, but like, I guess like swimmers build is meant to be packs, but also like not really, because like gymnasts have more packs. But still kind of, maybe like swimming is like also like you need low body fat. Or it's kind of like also like you burn more calories. I'm not sure. Wings are just specialized arms, exactly. And the question is now, which kind of specialization do we like in our kind of mythological way? And I think kind of the bats look the coolest, right? Like this one here, just like a Skytar in kind of Pokemon, which is kind of scary if you think about it. It's like a 5-meter bird or 10. And the chicken, let's see. If I think about it, like this one thing, right? This one is the thumb. But what I'm thinking now, basically like the chicken doesn't have any segments, right? The chicken doesn't have like this thing going on, right? But the bat has segments that are made by the fingers. And this one doesn't have any. So this one is like, I think, how was it called again in Pokemon? That's like Dragon Pokemon. That has the Mega Evolution that looks really silly. Pokemon, Dragon Pokemon. Too much muscle sinks you, right? Dragon-type Pokemon. So I think we'll also save this link down here. Oops. Where's it back? Just so I have it, and open figure viewer. That's cool. Does this work? Open figure viewer. Oh, it's just like showing the attachment. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I got some water. And this is just showing the bones and how's it called? Membrane, cartilage, feathers, membrane, skin. So I guess the wing muscles are relatively lanky, I guess, on the bat, but I want to see how it's angled, like where is the triceps on the skin of this and the biceps on the not skin, and also should we have this PP, oh wait, don't quote me on that, this stuff here on our dragons too, or don't we want it? Because like, what did I want to say? I'm not sure like if I have seen this in art much. So let's continue looking here. What does this say? Oh, this is so great. This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you for this sciencey thing. The thing is, I don't like fully see the attachments here, but I see a few things. Okay, maybe we can scroll this a tiny bit down, but I still want to be able to read it, right? Because, which is also great, right? Like we learned human anatomy, but it's more like anatomy of all animals, kind of, or like many animals, if it's not like a worm or something. So we know when we learn the human body, we also learn the anatomy of a chicken wing. Okay. Enough revelations. I think I need to write here, and I think like, I mean like this, like really like I can't complain much, right? But I think like there's so much space here. They could have written like chicken and bat and pteranodon, but I think like I'm now like slowly getting the pteranodon. This is the chicken, right? Because this looks like chicken feet, chicken wings, and this is the bat. But the bat doesn't show the fingers, but I guess like the fingers are mostly bony, so it's fine. We don't need to see like all of it. Coracocutaneos. Which the Diotecadias will come. So basically, Cialis, triceps. This is the triceps. This is the triceps, right? Acromiodeltoideus. Acromiodeltoideus, which means the deltoid is on the acromion. Okay, anyways. Deltoideus major, deltoideus major. So that's maybe a bit different, but like we can like just like squint. What are we looking at exactly? Basically, we are thinking like totally easy, right? We are thinking we want to draw a dragon with wings, right? Dragon with wings, like something like this, right? Like dragon. Okay, perfect. Dragon with wings, right? But the question is, what are the wings? And because they're mythological, what is the logic behind it, right? And you can like choose to draw wings different ways, but why do people choose which way to draw dragons, right? So like I could like just like reference other people's dragons, and I will also do that in the process, but I also want to kind of like make the decisions like consciously and know why what is there, or like what is, right? Like for example, like these things here, like everyone has seen them on dragons, right? But what are these? Are they like just like a flag, or is it because of like the finger things here? And also like, do we want to have something like this here, where there's like a membrane over the arms? And also the arms, if we draw like a muscular dragon, right? Then also the wing arms must be muscular, and then we have to know on which part which muscle is, right? And this is basically from some like study thing. Survivor, welcome. From some muscle thing. The muscles of the pteranodon, which I guess like they know maybe from some skeleton thing, I'm not sure. Or you can know that. Maybe you like either maybe they were like preserved muscles or something, or maybe like they can see it from like how the bones look or something. Like I'm not sure how it works. I'm not a scientist, I'm just a dinosaur. No, I'm just a dragon. No, I'm just a humble fox. And there's a chicken and there's a bat. I think it's also interesting like how the where's the biceps in the chicken? Does a chicken not have biceps? Okay, I guess the chicken doesn't have a biceps. Oh, Cerebro. Please have a good night. Okay, chickens don't have biceps. But I think biceps are better than no biceps, right? Oh, user 15. Your dedication to understand anatomy reminds me of that one guy who draws fantasy anatomy on a whiteboard with markers. That sounds great. Yeah. Maybe I'm using like anatomy to in some ways make me have an easier time, because I have a hard time with taking decisions. So if I know the anatomy and like make up my mind, then I have to think less in the end, kind of. Oh, Mohamdi, welcome. Mr. East. Oh, Mr. East. Mr. East. Let's see, Mr. East. Maybe because of Easter? Let's see. So I'm from Central Europe, not totally Eastern Europe, but I guess like from like the point of America, it's totally East, right? Like it basically doesn't matter. Does it mean continental breakfast comes from continental Europe? I'm not sure. Okay. But yeah, basically... Look, the pteranodon has a biceps and the chicken doesn't have a biceps. So it means like somewhere in the process of pteranodon to chicken, the biceps got lost. It's really sad. Okay, basically, I think this one here I'll write this down here. My thoughts about this. So, I think like what I think about right now is basically like the bat anatomy is really close to a human, so the muscles are almost the same. We can buff them up though. Let's make this a bit smaller. Maybe let's make this black. The pattern is really close to humans, so the muscles are almost the same. We can buff them up though. Okay, that's good. Then we can write here something like the biceps is up and the membrane is on the triceps side. Okay, biceps flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ta-da! Also, let's be sure to side. Today I'll have triceps, right? So let's be sure to train our triceps too. Otherwise, we will look like this bad and like have a like hole in here. guess like the biceps is also really small on the back, but it can fly, right? The biceps is up and the membrane is on the triceps side. So basically we have brachioradialis and extensor carpi radialis longus, which is here. And yeah, basically it's all the same, right? So if I would draw it here, wait a second. That's shown from the back, right? But this is from the back side. We just have to look to remember that. Back side. Yeah. Back side. We have like the shoulder. Then we have biceps. Like really long biceps. Then we have yeah, we will not totally do it like this, right? It's like we will maybe not have this. Chialis. Here. This will be really long, right? But this is like brachialis, and I will like combine this and this with this. And this tendon here will have like this. Something like that. And the triceps I will just make a bit bigger. Something like this or something. And then we have like really long. This is of course look from the back, right? Like this. So from the front it would be like totally kind of like it would be kind of like a biceps flex kind of, right? At least like the angle. Then is there something we want to have from the other ones? This is cut exactly like the closer cutter from this, but like I will check this drawing more. Let's see what it says. Careful bone muscle examination of bone muscle correlates. Suggests that the architectural patterns of pectoral and forelimb muscles of pterosaurs was similar to that of crocodiles and lizards, indicating the retention of a basic tetrapod pattern rather than development of an unusually derived myology. I guess myology means like musculature, just like sciencey term. Because in percentage of the mass it seems okay, we don't need this because this like we will not have that because like our mass will be more body focused and we will just say it flies, right? It's just like it just flies, and we can always scale up the wings, but it doesn't have to be totally physically sound, because like in real life we have bumblebees, right? Like how do they fly? They just look like round balls. Flies with magic. No, he flies with muscle powers because his muscles are awesome. Muscle reconstructions against the armors. Yeah, I think like I would like to see like like if they would have like made like a crocodile arm. I guess like they are like really stumpy, right? But some kind of like recent reptile in this like like combination, like comparison. I think it would be interesting to see like what's the same between pterosaur and like recent crocodile or something and chicken, because the chicken looks like really different evolved, right? Like basically like the chicken has like things, adaptations that the bat doesn't have, and the bat is much closer to a human, I think, right? Like this basically looks like a human, and this basically looks like an alien almost, but it's a chicken, and the pterosaur is something between, I guess. So maybe we're closer to pteranodon than chicken, but I guess it makes sense. Or maybe not. Maybe this is still closer. Any animal with wing can have different muscles, yes. Bats have 5 fingers in the forelimbs. The metacarpals and phalanges, that's like the finger bones. I think metacarpal is the thing that makes of the back of the hand, which is still different bones. Like you can kind of feel it when you feel the back of your hand. You can feel like individual bones, and phalanges are like the finger bones. I think, if I remember it right. Highly elongated and connected to each other by an interdigital wing membrane called the Chiropatagium. I'll Google that one. Yeah, but I think that's definitely something that is part of the image of a dragon, right? Like this membrane, then there's this thing, right? So I think this is something that we want for a dragon, right? That we have this kind of kite-like thing with the thinner strands and then this kind of arcs. And I guess pteranodons don't have that, and the chickens also don't have that. Also interesting. I guess bats are really useful for it. We don't need the kind of tail that they have, which is also a membrane, but we don't need this here. But this one here totally looks like a dragon too, right? It looks kind of malnourished, but and I also I probably don't want to draw too much attention to this, so we can totally make the thumb more like the one on the pteranodon, which is a claw. But I guess this has the whole claw, right? The chicken kind of has only one thing here. Like this one here, right? The one thing here. So I guess I could mark that. One claw. One claw. And this is also one claw. But I think it's better to have it like the chicken, right? Because this looks too thin. And this one here just has the whole kind of arm here. So I guess this one here. But it's also funny, right? The chicken one has this, but then you have how it's called, this other dragon Pokemon. The dragon Pokemon that we talked about in the last stream. Dragon Pokemon. Where is it? Dragon. How was it called again? Oh, it's split to secondary type. Oh, it's called Neuwern. So we have this here. And I guess this one, like, maybe the makers of the designs did not think that much about it. But I guess this one, 1, 2, 3. But it's not a thumb, right? So you could say this is this, but you could also say this is the Pteranodon, where that Pteranodon has like claws here, right? Then we have like Salamence, but I think like Salamence is like... Let's just make a bit more space here. I think this is not the best inspiration, kind of, right? Because it's like it's just one color. It kind of looks like a chip. It doesn't even look like a wing, kind of like. It looks like, I'm not sure what it looks like. Some hair clip. And I guess let's just check all the dragons that Pokemon have. Or something. So there are like, of course, like dragons that don't really have wings, and there are dragons that have boring wings, like Flygon. It's just some geometric shapes. Mega Charizard I also don't like the ring. Oh, also like I think at that point I can also like just like reference a lot of like dragons from media, I guess. Dragons. Yeah, Zekrom is like, it's like totally like too technical wing, like it doesn't look like real. Garchomp is like cannot even fly. I guess Dragonite, basically. Yeah, I guess Dragonite makes sense. It's like kind of like archetypical dragon, right? So I think I also can scale the other ones down. So we don't want this. I think like I will just like make a streak through it or something. But I think the like from those wings, of course, like they're not meant to like depict the same, right? But so not this. Sorry. What was this again called? But this one is really cool, I think. I think this one looks good. But I mean, like, that's like clear for everyone. What, like, basically, like, this is like stereotypical dragon, right? I guess, like, if I look at it now, I think a question for me is, why is this thing here yellow and not nothing, and how it would change the design shape? Okay, let's look more. It's like Digimon also has like a lot of dragons. There's also Mega Charizard, right? Oh, it says I'm back, welcome back, and I don't know if saw your messages. Let me check, I will check. Missed you. Yeah, like I said you. Yeah, nice to see you again. Long time no see. Welcome back. Okay, let's see. Other Pokemon that have like really good wings, like maybe Pokemon that are not called dragons. Like I think Charizard has really good ones. Ah, that's interesting. I think I've not looked at it too much. But basically Charizard also has these farm things going on, right? That's interesting because I have not thought about this. So basically, like, by googling the anatomy and being in these studies, we can now see more what people who probably never needed to use the studies already knew. Just basically, like, I like the shape of this, and look, I think in these even, like, Thumb Claw, and there is the phalanges, finger, bones. Phalanges, finger bones. Which we have. There is, I guess, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, are there 2 or 3? I guess there's the 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe they're not 2, but they're 1, 2, 3, right? And there's 1, 2, and this is shoulder. Oh, that's also interesting. If we see shoulder or not. That's interesting, right? There's a shoulder. Shoulder. No. No shoulder. Okay. Lugia got solid wings, but they're unusual, right? Also, Lugia has like the like wyvern wings, right? Where it's like a bat, it's the hands too, and yeah, they're like not like the totally dragon wings, right? This is also why I like this Charizard more than the other, even if the other has more like an emo color scheme. But I think they look really cool too, right? You can still see the shoulder. Yeah, back bounce, I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Basically, like I'm flexing like pecs in real life. It's kind of like mind muscle connection training in stream. Okay. Okay, perfect. But yeah, I think I like in Charizard's design that you can see the shoulders, right? I think that's something good. Okay, let's also like check Digimon. Which Digimons have wings? I guess Xvmon, right? Do I prefer type in Twitch or YouTube chat? Basically, it doesn't matter, because I have totally with this plugin thing, have combined them, but just like sometimes the YouTube chat for some people did not work because it kind of like blocks you automatically even if you like follow and stuff, which I don't totally get. I like set my chat to live chat, but still I'm not sure why it does it. So for anyone if YouTube doesn't work, please tell me, and I can try to like change it to live chat, which I often do. But if it still doesn't work, then on Twitch it does work. Yeah, it's like Automod, right? And Cosmic Johan, welcome. So we got XVMon, which I guess like the wings are again like relatively lanky for his build, but it's again like this is like meant to be thumb. This is like 1, 2, 3 phalanges. And this, I guess, is 2. Yeah. So I guess it would be like this. Or would it be meant like this? No, right? I think like, look, if I do it like this, it looks bad, right? That's also interesting, a new thing for me, right? Like, I thought like if I would make it like this, it would look kind of fine, but I think it looks better if it's like this, right? Also, what's interesting for me now, there's nothing. There's nothing. There is something. No. It's just because he has his like arm turned down, right? But normally, in the bats you would see here too something, right? So I guess like this this blue part, I want like I think it would be really cool. Oh, thank you for following. So I think it would be really cool if for this blue part here, the blue part, blue wing part in Dragon Art, missing in Dragon Art. I would love to like find an example where like people drew that part in a dragon design, right? Does that exist? I wonder if it exists. Also, with the like shoulders drawn, right? It could be just that like Charizard has like so like no real life shoulders that you can see the shoulders behind it. But that doesn't mean that like those don't have shoulder anatomy, right? I also think that the other evolution of XVMon doesn't look as good with the wings. This is also kind of cool, I think. We'll just crop out the human. No, we cannot crop out the human because it's like next to the wings, but it's fine. This. I also like the shape. So basically, like what I thought before, that maybe we need to like have like the like fin strip here going from somewhere else too. But I guess the answer is we can totally do it like in the diagram to have it just from the hand bone. And it will not worry us or make any problems. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's fine. 3. So it would not, like, I guess like here is something too, but it's like on the last one, right? And here the last one also has like this kind of shape. That's fine. The last one has this shape. Yeah, I guess like that's really nice to see it from the XP1 design. Okay. So with here again. You can here only see 2. So probably like the second one would be here, right? And then it would go like here. Probably. Something like that. Okay, I will. Sorry. How was this Pokemon called again? I'm not sure. And then like his like base, but like, why are the wings so bad? Okay, I think we are learning a lot of new things here. Are there other dragon Digimon? Other dragon Digimon. This is also like... We can see here the third one too, right? I guess like they all say kind of like you can be buff but still have like weak wings. It's kind of maybe the calves of the dragons. Oh, I'm not sure. I train calves though. I think my calves are not that bad. But I also train them. Relatively heavy, okay. Dragon Digimon. Which other dragon Digimons are there? This one doesn't look good. This one is more like a bird. This one... it's more like a cape. The 4 great dragons. Why are Digimon so buff? They're so cool. Like, they have like packs, they totally work out, right? Luru says, dude, I need to marry Garudamon. I will call that one. Garudamon. Oh, he's cute. He's more a bird though. Really interesting. I guess I can like make a bird study of it sometime too. Or like with like bird angel characters or something. Yeah, I will marry Wargreymon. Characters, yes, totally valid. Serenop says, when you look at the designs of even the feminine Digimon, I think the designers are a little aiming at an older audience, let's say. Yeah, true. I guess like... Why is that? Let's see. One is with guns, but also like kind of like masculine and feminine kind of forms exaggerated. Maybe it's like their way to say it's evolved. That it looks like adult by having an adult body. Kind of. Also with like the head being small, right? but of course also like exaggerated like feminine and masculine form, I guess. Really interesting. Also, are there like other media where there are like dragon characters that are like really good? Like I think like probably Monster Hunter, right? But like I guess then we have to reference like kind of 3D models. Monster Hunter. This is like Monster Hunter. Which monster with Fatalis? The Gargoyles cartoons, right? I think Gargoyles. True. That's a good catch too. And what I think is interesting, they kind of vary their wings between characters, I think. I think that's interesting, right? They have like some of them who have the like pterodactyl and some of them who have the more bat. And that even looks like a bat. It looks like even more like a bat, like in the dragons that we have, right? That's a great addition, Zerundip. Thank you so much. So basically, every gargoyle character is either a bat or a pterodactyl. Bat, Tyranno. So we have like bats, which is this one, this one, this one, this one I don't see. And these ones are Tyrannos, right? And I think a bit uncanny. I think those are a bit uncanny because like if like for this character especially, right? Because like she's like I guess like because the face is even more humanoid, right? So so this looks like a really spindly leg. Like a spindly arm. Spindly arm. Uncanny. It's kind of uncanny. Of course, like she can totally wear it, but it's kind of uncanny. Like I wouldn't do it. Also, like no, I guess like he also like has like the uncanny hands, but like he's a cute character, so like he can also like live with it. But like I like those more, I think, and I think they're like even more bad than chicken, right? Like look. The like really long ones are more bad. The short ones are chicken. And I guess they're like really long. Long. Like bad. Realistically long. Like bad. And I think the reason that they are more like bat wings, I mean like in general. Oh, that's also interesting. Can you see it? They have these things. And they don't have them, right? Like they have like the like fingers. Finger. Or do you say it? Like sticks? And they have like empty. Like a pteranodon, right? This shows it nicely, right? They are like empty here. They only have this one long thing, which is the pteranodon. Okay. So I guess you don't have to like have them such sticking out extremely much. Like this is a bit more subdued too, right? But I think I like the thing here. I think what's also interesting is to check in some other picture maybe how it changes the makeup of the shape, right? Like does it mean like this is just like this? And these are shaped like that? We will see. Blood investigation. How is the red one called? But yeah, it's really interesting, I think. Tyranny Dragon, yeah, that's a good idea. And also Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter. Rathalos. Yeah, but Rathalos is again like more like Wyvern, right? Where it's like it's the hands kind of. Fatalis? And like it's like how is the other called? Monster Hunter. How is the one? No, how is the one called with the wind theme? How was it called again? The Wind Dragon. It's not Fatalis. How was it called again? There was a copper version too. Copper. I will just Google Monster Hunter Wind Dragon. Monster Hunter Wind Dragon. What will be interesting later too will be kind of like comparing how other people draw dragons to the things that we found out. Definitely. Yeah, thank you for sending me this thing. Yeah, I would also like put it into my study. It's kind of like saying the same things, but it's nice to have like a human next to it, right? So it's a bit like less detailed maybe, but like it's everything we need. Maybe I can stick it here or something. So yeah. They're kind of like fused together here and stuff, right? I see also now basically like the shape here and the shape here. But you don't see that shape. Like some shape here on the dragon characters, right? Here neither. Why is that so? Also not here. Okay, this is totally not loading. Okay, Monster Hunter. Time for Monster Hunter. Oh, you have it a bit here, right? It's a bit low quality though. Oh, sure. Yeah, totally. Send them to me if you like. Duo hoods. Like, we can, like, afterwards, like, decide, like, what we want to, like, or, like, if it's just, like, an information thing, or if we want to take something from it for our designs, right? Basically, like, variety is good to learn, right? That's a bit too big. And I will also, like, call this thing now Dragon Wing Studies. Dragon Wing Studies. Okay. Yes, that's a nice detail, I think. But this is like a statue, what I think like the statue is also... Oh, oops. But this is like a statue, but the statue is also based on the real thing. The real made-up thing, that's Fatalis, and it has... It has this thing, right? I will mark it in this color. It's like this membrane, right? Membrane. I think it was called D. No, it was called PP. I'm not sure why. We can check that in the like... We can see it here, right? And we can also see it here. And we can also see it here. In this really low res sprite. And maybe there's a name for it too, so we don't have to like call it PP the whole time. Let's see. Also, I have so many tabs open. This is like worse than when I Google other stuff. Okay, PP. Propatatium. And the Brachiopotassium is on in cream. Propatatium and Brachiopotassium. Okay. We will write this down, then we can totally impress all our dragon friends, right? Description. Here. Propatatium. Propatatium. And this is Brachiopotassium. Okay, Propatatium, Brachiopotassium. Okay. Exactly. Wing Wing shape compendium, let's see. Yeah, thank you for sending me this. Thermal glider, dynamic soaring. There's the different types of what like birds do, but basically it's a lot of like how the feathers are different, right? Does it mean the fingers are also different? It's fantastical. The seraphine wing feathers, sets of fleeing feathers. Shape only found in insects. Plume of. Gut, plume of. Zero Patagium. Oh, so we had. Okay, that totally sounded like kind of like villager herd sound. But Chiropatagium. So Patagium is like this membrane, right? Chiropatagium means to the bats. Chir meaning hand, which reflects the structure of a bat's wing comprising of elongated fingers, and patagium from Latin meaning a wing, or a membrane that connects body parts. Okay. So basically, patagium and patagium means wing membrane. And then we one second. I had to sneeze there, okay. So I guess used for bats. So I guess it means basically we could definitely use Chiropatagium for dragons. I guess as long as it's made up of the hand finger bones, right? So basically like for the gargoyles, this is Chiropatagium. But this one is not, because the hand is there. But then it's, yeah, because the hand is there and there's like one finger that's really pointed here. That's kind of grotesque, but Chiropatagium. And we have Brachiopatagium is the one on the underside, and the Phopatagium is the one on the upper side. That is not depicted always on the dragons, but we found it on the Fatalis. So that's a good thing. Win for the Fatalis character design of Monster Hunter team. Okay. Really interesting. Okay, wait a second. Luo has sent me something. Oh, that's also really cool. Dragon's wings. Birds by Fick. That's nice. Yeah, I like those. I think like for right now, I will in this study not put any references made by furry artists, because it could taint my decision making at this stage a bit. But later I will like compare like what I come up with and like what this logic is with other art styles to see what other people draw, right? But I'm always a bit wary about like drawing tutorials where it's like, this is how I draw a hand, because then it's like, maybe they simplify something that they decide to simplify, but then I don't have the like option to simplify it, right? Basically like the same if like if you have like here the forearm muscles, I need to simplify it because otherwise I have too many lines, right? But I need to, or like I don't need to, but like I like to decide for myself how to simplify it, because then I make the decision, kind of. And if I don't know what exists behind it and just learn it from a tutorial, then I maybe don't know the more complicated part, right? And then it isn't as like realistic, or like it doesn't have to be realistic, but then I just like don't make the decision myself, kind of. Like maybe like then I kind of like limit myself to options that I don't know that there are more. Okay, where were we? We wanted to find more Monster Hunter references in other media. And I was also like continue this thing here. Maybe at the end here of this article there's more. Oh, X-Men MLC 8, welcome. Conclusions, let's see. Blah blah, some like gene stuffs. The primordium of the Brachiopotassium bud that could be formed posterior to the forelimb bud of, what is a bud? Primordium. What is a primordium? Primordium in embryology, so like when it's like an egg, like our tiny pteranodon is like in an egg, is an organ or tissue in its early recognizable stage. Okay, basically like when it just like is like made up of like less cells and less like defined and stuff, right? So that could be found posterior to the front, is like expressed in like FGF10 and some like genes or something, I'm not sure, as in bed embryos, and might have facilitated elongation of the phalanges that continues to the yeah. Okay, basically like it's like how it's called, convergent evolution or something. Blah blah. What the method of undergone the regulatory changes in the expression of genes, blah blah. Yeah, that's nice. In the later group of, I like how like kind of like this article is written, right? Like it's like totally sciencey, but it's not like esoteric, or like it's not like hard to grasp. It's like still like in like English language that's like not totally difficult, which I think I like. Then it's good for me. Which the massive sounds good, okay. The metacarpals became the longest and most variable in length of the major wing elements. Metacarpals. The metacarpals is the basically like the thing that what we said before in our palms. So basically the first long 4 different, or I guess 5 or like 4 different long things that's like kind of fused on the chicken, and on the beds it's like this like things that like span those like different kind of like long things. That's the start. It's these ones here, right? These are the metacarpals. Oh, right. It says here MCA, yeah. And here it's these ones. And here it's kind of like looks kind of fused together up in the chicken bone. Okay. blah blah. It should be under the reason beautiful and understanding cylindrical mechanism of body plan evolution and extant vertebrae as well as extant vertebrae with unique morphology was embryonic materials are hard to obtain. Nice. A lot of references. Like, references are crazy. Like, the list of references is longer than the article itself almost. I guess that's always the sciencey things. And it's a lot of like this, like comparison with the wings of bats and birds. The flight musculature of birds is very large related to the total body mass, but its architectural pattern is simple, consisting of only two major muscles: the pectoralis, the fin, ribs, yes, it's the same in humans, and inserts on the proximal part of the humerus. It's like the upper arm. The pectoralis of birds acts during the downstroke of the wing. Yes, that makes sense because like if we bench press upright. So basically like when a bird flaps his wings, then it's basically like us doing a bench press or a pec fly. Maybe that's why it's called pec fly. I'm not sure. What's this? This is an ASMR stream because it's soothing either way. It's kind of like always like, or like often if I'm not playing a horror game. Maybe even if I'm playing a horror game. It's kind of something between often, right? So it's kind of like chill stream or something. Until M supracoracoideus originals on the anterior surface, blah blah. The shape of the coracoid choice shows that the pterosaurs did not arc over the glenoid to touch the dorsal surface of the humerus. Thus the pterosaur is related in depression, flexion, and medial rotation of the arm as in extant reptiles. That's kind of cool, right? That you can like kind of like make guesses because of the bone shape how things move. And the role of blah blah. M supracoracoideus is an elevation of the arm is novel feature acquired in birds. Yeah, it's kind of like crazy how different the chicken is from the rest, right? Like in some ways, the bat and the pteranodon look like really close together compared to the chicken. Okay. Mammals, including bats, do not possess a M supracoracoideus in the pectoral girdle, instead having the M supraspinatus and M infraspinatus that appear to be homologous with the M supracoracoideus in the reptiles and birds. So like basically like they have the supracoracoideus to have the function of our infraspinatus and supraspinatus, which we had like it's kind of like pulling shoulder back or something. Like the opposite of pecs. Something. Maybe we can see it here. Maybe we cannot see it here. There's supraspinatus. I cannot like see like the other thing that they're talking about. Doesn't matter. Okay, basically like this is like in Pterosaurs the fifth finger corresponding to our little finger was not present. Oh, the silent probably that in early all five digits appeared as a series of mesenchymal cells. Crocodile embryos whose adults have only 4 toes. I think like that's also like an interesting point, right? Like I have not thought about this before. But that's basically a reason or like an explanation why people draw, if they draw like both Endro dragons and Endro other things, crocodiles have only 4 fingers. It's also like a big revelation kind of, right? So dragons, 3, 5, normal, bird, or 4, reptile. Wait a second, I'm not sure about the mammal. What does it say again? Crocodile. That of the... Okay, it says... Of the blah blah blah, continue to develop that of the 5th finger, presumably degenerated during its development in the hindlimb of chicken. And crocodile. Embryos whose adults have only 4 toes. Okay, so chicken also have only 4. So that's also interesting, right? Basically, like, I thought that maybe the mammals developed an extra finger, and not that the reptiles lose the finger. Or am I reading this wrong? Does it mean that like the proto-dinosaur had 5 fingers? But yeah, I guess like they're like also like look at this, right? This is like 5. It's basically like it still has some of the thing left, right? So it's like kind of like for like humans with the tail, where there's like some kind of like useless bone left inside. The dinosaurs had a useless 5th finger bone. Or metacarpal. Same reason why whales have finger bones. Right, but I thought like maybe dinosaurs don't have that because they're so old, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like of course like it can be anything. Whales have finger bones, exactly. Or like seals or something. Yeah, that's so interesting. Ah, I see. Basically like this point is why they have like 2 different dinosaurs here. Because in one you still see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one you see only 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is probably like the less old dinosaur than this. I mean they're like all dead, but like even more dead. Okay, now we definitely need to see the fingers of a crocodile. Crocodile hand. Wait a second, it has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did we like read something wrong? There are totally 5 fingers there, right? Maybe this article is wrong. Okay, well, okay, crocodile. Hindlimb of chicken and crocodile. Crocodile. Maybe it's only the hindlimbs? Limbs? Crocodile hindlimb. 2, 3, 4. Right. Does it mean every crocodile has like 4 hind limbs? 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like drawings that have it wrong, I guess. But why? Fingers on hind limb. Dragons 5 mammal or 4 reptile? I mean, like, they have only 3, right? And here they also have only 3. And this one also has only 3, but I guess like 3 is almost too little, I think. So maybe 4, like this always also has only 3. The thing is, if we have 3, if we have 4 in the hand, like I think this is a bit too little with like 2 and 1 thumb. But maybe if we have 4 in the hand, then we can get away with 3 on the leg. Kind of like this one, right? It has like 3 and that 2 and like kind of like this behind thing. Hind goes like eye, limb goes like lint. Hind. Limb. It doesn't make sense. Then, welcome. We're totally being science people now. Hind limb. That's one difficult English word. What? Okay. I'm wondering if like everyone else is like researching the same thing like I'm doing right now. Or that they just like know that. Reptile. So I could say it's the same as behind, literally the same meaning. Behind. Hind limb. Yeah, but limb is also like really difficult because I also want to say limb. Okay. So it means either 5 fingers and 4 toes or 4 fingers and 3 toes. I think that's the way to go probably, right? And then it's like 3 fingers, thumb included, like Xvmon is like Xvmon Charizard is too stumpy. Okay. That's interesting. This is also crazy, right? Like I think like this one here. Oops. I think we need also more space. Maybe we need like this can be totally smaller. Okay, that's smaller. But I think this is like totally good research we are doing right now, right? Because like this will help us with drawing every dragon we draw in the future, which will definitely not be not many. Okay, so we have, this is the front. I want to find a good picture of a hind leg. Hind leg. guess this one. Also crazy, like how kind of humanoid this thing looks, right? Okay, let's cut this a bit smaller, or maybe not cut it. Okay. But yeah, I think this thing here kind of nudges me into the option to draw the dragon characters and reptile characters with just four fingers, because like 4 is like Mickey Mouse, right? But it's still realistic, and it could still be scientifically realistic in like an Andro setting. It doesn't have to be scientifically realistic in an Andro setting, but basically, like if they like lose in evolution one finger, then that's like one more reason to draw it that way, right? When it's before, like when I think like should I draw like 4 or 5, and before it was like 5 is more realistic in an Andro setting, but now you can say like 4 is also maybe even more realistic to say it's a dragon. I kind of want to underline that. Okay. That's kind of still too big, right? Oops. That's so interesting. But I think like that's like makes me like easier like take a decision to draw that many fingers or not than if I just like go by like what other people do, right? Because then it's like, why do they do that? And now if someone asks me why I do that, then it's like because of that, right? But yeah, I think like just having 3 is a bit too little, because like I think like the more you stray away from the humanness, the more alien it gets, right? That's why like aliens sometimes have like only like 2 fingers. So 3 is kind of like, but wait a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, is that like an error? That's fun. But maybe it's like an overdraw or something, but maybe it's also just a production error. Like this one is 3, but I like this one more, because like it also like shows the fist more. If I would only have like 2 fingers and 1 thumb, so like 3 fingers, then it would only have like 1 streak here, like here basically. And I think this doesn't read as thumb, as like closed fist as easily as this, right? 8 number, thanks so much. Yeah, I think like that's also a good reason. I'll write this down. I don't need to like explain myself too much, but yeah, basically. Oops. The closed fist reads hard when only 3 fingers, but well with 4 or 5. Okay, so that would be like one thing I would like criticize about the Vmon design, the Xvmon design. I'm so sorry, whoever you are, but you lost. Okay. One, two, three. That's also a good thing, right? To remember that. It's always like 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then it's like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers. Oh. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fingers. Can we see like the legs too? It's kind of hard to see, right? Oh, Havranta, welcome. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. Does this have like? Is this? This is a. Yeah, probably right. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really hard to see here, but yeah. 4 toes. So this kind of breaks this rule, but I guess like it's also fine. But it would have been totally fine if it would only be 3. I think. Then we can count the fingers of the wings, right? So like this is like 4 fingers, 5 fingers. These ones have, and we like count the thumb to it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fingers. Which I guess is still fine. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, like they're like the Pteranodon type, right? But I think they all have 4 fingers. And 3 toes. I'm not sure like if people like count like the one back thing. Do people count like this? Like if we can like check this on like the bird anatomy, right? Bird talon anatomy. Because it's meant to be like that, right? Okay. Something like that. Okay. So crocodiles don't have that, right? What birds have that? So like harpies would have that. Griffins would have that. Yes, maybe I trained too much. Okay. I will get even buffer. Afterwards I will do triceps. So the name for this? Hallux. Which sounds already like a dragon. Hallux. The thing is, like, if we add 1, then we have to count it differently, right? Hallux. Back toe. Or not. Okay. Questioning myself if I'm gay. Hunter, you have all the time to question yourself. which is healthy, I think. I would also like answer this here. Natalis asset. Okay. Hallux. Back to or not. Research. Refs. In. Oops. Dragons. Because I think like this like Hallux is cool. And it's like one feature that kind of like stands out. Even if it's more bird than dragon. Than reptile. They don't have it, they don't have it, they don't have it. They have it, kind of. But this one is also more bird. But also not really. Because the handsome are Pteranodon. Oh, there's also like Pteranodon Pokemon, right? Yeah, I guess like just for completionism is city. I will also put this there. I would love to see if it has the thing on the feet. Okay, let's see. This one here, right? We see it has the, like totally the pterodactyl hands. What is this thing? Doesn't really make sense, I guess. We never had something that went through the elbow. It's the elbow. Like our right technically doesn't make sense. Or like technically doesn't exist. On elbow. Technically does not exist. So I guess like this one would be like this if it would be a pterodactyl. Which of course like you can totally like mix and match everything, right? I would like to see if this one has like a hallux. So aerodactyl model. I think we're learning so much just by like randomly not drawing anything. Okay. Pokemon Digimon have decent good wings in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Although like this is like totally not like this is wrong critique on this design. Like I think like you could say that it's good that it has this thing here. Because otherwise it would look boring if it would be like this, or like if it would be like this. It would look boring, and maybe it would look like this Pokemon, which is really boring. So I think like it's more important that you decide for an interesting shape than for anatomically correctness, right? And then like shape language is also like balance and stuff. And outlines, and it totally makes like a more interesting outlines if you have this tip here. You could of course like have done like something like this, but then it's like again, like more like a bed and less like it's like a pteranodon, right? So I kind of get it, but it's also not my favorite design, and I think like Charizard looks cooler than him because like that says like really like wings, dragon wings. Okay. Do we want Alex or not? Dactyl. That's like a really bad model, but it looks cute. Cute, like cute bad. Oh, Gavel, welcome. Okay, it seems to have a Halox. You just cannot see it on some models. Welcome, Gavel. Nice to have you here. Just be sure if you got banned, I'm not sure. Just be sure to behave well, and then it's all good. Okay. Basically, it has a Halox, but I cannot see if pterodactyls have that, but you can see that because it's a bone, right? So we can totally check that. Because like if dragons have that, then it's one more reason to have that also in our designs. Of course, like it's just like fantasy, right? So I'll be right back and then we will figure that out. This is our crazy research thing. I'll be right back. So I'm back. So what I kind of forgot is that we are studying wings to see how we want to draw dragon wings, kind of, and what exists there. So what I want to add here they're like dragons, basically like this is like basically you cannot see it. So basically, there are basically like 3, 4, and 5 finger dinos. So like this is like basically like those things are so small that you cannot see them. So it would be like a 3-finger dinosaur. Or like maybe you could see them a bit, but like here even less, right? It's really totally gone. So, which then again would say like Xvmon design is totally valid, right? Because you could like say like the dragon is based on a dinosaur. So I think the more I think about it, same with here, where it's 5 really chunky fingers. I think for me, if I draw it just because the like fist reads bad, 4 fingers is the smallest and 5 is the highest. I have lots of femurs around. Yes, gargoyles. I wished it a tiny bit. But yeah, looks cool. Okay. I want to see now on like dragon skeletons. It really doesn't matter, but like how the legs look of Pteranodon. Pteranodon legs. They look kind of creepy, I think. Okay, what else did I want to check? Maybe one more Monster Hunter monster. I would like to have more examples of having like this Propatatium thing in dragons in media. Monster Hunter. Which monster? Mayakuha? But that one also has like 400, right? Guess a tiny bit. Oh, maybe not. Which other monsters are there in Monster Hunter that have like wings but also arms? Monster Hunter Monster List. We have yeah, get some good sleep, Lou, and thanks for visiting. See you soon. And I will just like quickly like find some last revelation or something. Yeah, of course, anytime. Yeah, I'm glad if your day gets better from my frantic hyperfixations. Let's see. T-Rex, Teostra. Oh, back bounce, I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Monster Hunter Frontier is maybe good for that because there's so many monsters. Studied butterfly wings sometime. Yeah, but like I'm not sure like what I would use them for, right? Maybe if I make a wing sonar. Maybe. But I'm a bit scared of bugs. It'd be interesting if dragons had insect like wings. Yeah, but like I don't like insects. That would be a bit scary. Maybe they would be crunchy. Ew. Gross, okay. T-Rex. Tiny bit, yes it. T-Rex. The thing is, I'm not sure like if I want it for my design. But we can see it, right? It's totally spotted. Yeah. It's called Propatatium. Yeah, it bites. What do I feel about dragons with more than one set of wings? I've not thought about that yet. Also, look, this is like also like a wyvern again, but it still has like this like pro patatium. So that's nice. More than one set of wings. Where would it have more than one set? Like behind it? I think it makes it overcrowded. The thing is, the biggest problem about dragons probably is that the wings are cool, but they hide the back muscles a bit, right? I guess like with this one here, but it's still hidden a bit, which is always sad. I think I'm getting hungry, but I think we got a lot of information. The thing is, like, I will probably do some like referencing with like how people draw dragons in like fairy art, if they draw Harlocks, and if they draw like how many fingers, and how they draw the fingers and arm for the wing. But I think I feel more stable in my choices now. Okay, I think I will leave it now. Oh, it's already like 2.5 hours almost. I will leave it now and eat something and then have triceps workout. And I will reference a lot of dragons. Pac-Monster can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And Biceps Flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ta-da! Okay, raid channel. Can I raid? I think for now let's raid that Andro. I'm kind of so hungry I cannot like check out the raid. Muscle Fox attack. If the intro asks, tell him that I'm so hungry that I ran and am eating my fridge now. Or something. Anyways, everyone, have a good night and good day, and thanks for studying with me and researching wings. Chicken wings, bat wings, dragon wings, something like that. But yeah, anyways, have a good night and bye bye.